Thanks for watching Outdoors Delmarva. I'm Andrew Tawes. Well, even with the nasty weather and a pandemic to cope with, the show must go on. And that show is the Algonquin 50K, which is now in its 5th year. And this 2021 version will be the most challenging yet.
Been around anybody who tested positive in the last 10 days? Okay, sounds great.
Participants and volunteers will be screened for COVID before entering the start-finish point at Milburn Landing State Park, and the weather is downright nasty. With temperatures hovering around the mid to low 30s, it doesn't know whether it wants to rain or snow. Unfortunately, it's chosen rain, so runners will be cold and wet for their entire 31-plus mile trip through the Pocomoke State Forest this morning.
We're happy to be able to put on a live event, and so our hope is everyone is safe and everyone has a fun time.
The pavilion is usually hopping by this time, but don't let this fool you. There are still under 200 runners participating this morning, and they've come from all over the country. They'll be split up into 2 waves of about 100 each for the start and distance from the beginning.
There's actually cones that are spread out every 6 feet, and then 6 feet behind, and we have 140 cones, and had to change a lot of the aid stations and do a lot of things to make it safe for the runners. Good luck, everybody. Run strong. 2, 1, go! Our biggest concern isn't the COVID plan because we put on several races. I think we're pretty locked in for COVID. It's very cold today, very rainy. We just want everyone to be safe when it comes to the conditions today.
And 15 minutes later, the second wave is off.
Everyone gets a time, but the second wave is just basically based on their what's called ultra sign-up ranking, and it's runners that in the past have run at a slower rate than the first wave.
Have a good race. The rest of the race is now in the hands or the feet of the runners. But there are volunteers manning aid stations on the trail, and this is pretty much the only comfort that runners will receive along the way.
They need salt, carbohydrates to fuel them. The goo is basically sugar, and that really, keeps the carbs in.
Thank you.
Yeah,
The majority of these ultra-marathoners will be plowing through the mud and briars for an average of 6 or 7 hours. But back at the pavilion, volunteers are busy preparing food and drink, and a nice warm fire awaits.
The meat and the dogs are going well. We got this assembly line going. We're doing fabulous.
And at last, our first finisher is in sight. It's Ben Quattramoni from Newport, Rhode Island. And he'll be the only runner this year who will break the 4-hour mark.
But get changed, get warm, Congratulations. Representing Rhode Island. Hey, you got a little bit of mud. Was there any mud out there, any water?
It was hard. For being really flat, it was hard. But awesome course, awesome race after we came, so yeah.
The winner of the women's division may look familiar since she also won last year. It's local runner Holly Smith from Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. She'll cross the line 4th overall, just a half hour behind Ben, and to her, mud and blood are just part of the game.
Yeah, I got a little blood, got a little mud. Course sucked one of my shoes up at one point, so it was beautiful though. It was fun, cold, wet, but had a blast.
Against the odds, another Algonquin 50K is in the books. This ultra marathon is not for the faint of heart, but finishers can look forward to a nice handcrafted mug, a lot of encouragement, and a burning desire to come back next year.
Get outdoors, Delmarva!